Who's helping Loch push this thing, just so I know, so we're all in the right position? Is it just Loch?
How many of us can get around it? And what direction are we pushing
I'm
it
saying
in?
all 5 of you could try and do something to it on one side of it.
Yeah, all right. I'll get involved. Weylin will get involved.
Just go up and diagonal.
Right. So you're all pushing, you're all pulling, you're all trying to move or dislodge or shift this altar out of the way, trying to reveal what's underneath it. There's moments where you all look at one another and going, what on earth are we all doing? Some of you take breaks, you wipe the sweat from your brow. Bree, you take a step back just to judge the situation. You notice that there's some iconography that is carved on the underside of this altar tabletop. It does almost have like a lip that goes around and into the sides of the main part of the altar, and then those sides go straight down into the ground. It runs around the perimeter as you sort of take a step to and fro around the group, trying to peer between them as they struggle for dear life, trying to shift something and lift something or whatever.
Yeah.
And again, there seems to be some odd coloration and differences in stone and craftsmanship of this altar.
Am I able to make out any of the iconography?
It's almost as if it's like stone carvings of it. It's not writing.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like shapes and patterns.
Do I recognize that from another?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Where do I recognize it?
Oh, where do you recognize it from?
Okay.
It's with the only other altar that you have come across was the altar that you had to have a certain item to unlock some of the bits from. Adrick is now in possession of such item from an altar.
Oh God, I don't remember how we got that item.
Do you not?
No.
Oh, you had an encounter with someone.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm not sure. I don't remember what we did.
So, for the ease of the session, you all basically vandalized an altar and revealed something.
Nothing has changed.
I think you'll find that was actually archaeology.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah,
actually, I was just having a look.
we were helping archaeologists, I'm sure.
But there's only this inclination of this banding that goes just underneath the top of this altar. But everyone is struggling to do anything to this altar to try and dislodge something, open something up.
I don't necessarily want a repeat of what happened with the other temple where we got that magic item for Adrick. I think if we somehow manage to open this, we're going to have a similar situation.
Did you say that out loud?
Yes, I did.
I'll give you a look over the top of the altar and say, oh, you think this is the same type of thing, so we've kind of got to disassemble it again?
It's possible, but I don't want to do it because we have nowhere to run.
Are there any zombie giants around?
Not that we can see yet.
There is the small chance that this crying animal might be something that may be dangerous. We should probably check that out first and then come back to this. It could go either way.
Okay. The last altar we took apart had some cracks. We could see where panels could come off.
Mm-hmm.
Has this also got anything like that?
As you go to... Sorry, is that a question to myself or to Bree?
That's a question to yourself.
Okay, no problem. As you try to inspect for the same features, Adric, you can't seem to find any. As much as there are differences in hues and tones of stonework, everything is keyed into itself or into something else where it should be. There's no echo, there's no rattle, nothing that would signal like the paneling that you found on the last altar. This looks to be an original item.
Okay. What? So there's nothing obvious here that there's anything hidden in this altar. What animal are you talking about?
There is an animal. Well, I think it's an animal. It's crying out. It's just over there. He points to the north, slightly western, eastern side. It's in a. Not really sure.
Does it sound like
not really sure. It doesn't. It's too faint to really make out, but I can tell that it's in pain. It's over here. And Weylin kind of like just scuttles off.
I'll follow Weylin. as I'm walking, I'm going to turn around to Adrick and the rest of the group. When I had my vision, I was told that I needed to help somebody. I needed to help her. I don't know who they were referring to, but if something's in pain and needs help, that could be the her that she was referring to.
Yeah, I'm happy to stop this right now and see what's in the
Weylin's
rubble.
kind of just waiting at the base of the rubble here.
Yep, cool.
Yep,
All right.
I'm going
As Loch approaches, Weylin points up. Go check it out.
Sort of this way?
So just clicking on your token to see what yeah, okay. So don't know if you can just see it on the map. There is a dark hole that your token is on. You can
Oh.
So it's
here.
No. Sorry. Draw a circle around it. So it is sort of here. If I take this away. Yeah. There seems to be a cavity that you all could squeeze through. It's going to be tight, it's going to be treacherous. You've done a bit of caving in your pastimes, Loch, and you have almost got yourself in a bit of a sticky situation caving once or twice before. You can try and dislodge whatever you can, but in doing so you may also cave in the tunnel that has been made to this other area, thus trapping yourselves.
Do I hear anything coming from
Yeah,
this
you
tunnel?
can definitely now hear the faint echo of something.
Can I tell what it is?
It is a small creature in pain. It is an animal. It's not a beast or a monster.
Do I recognise the whimper?
Do you recognise the whimper? You recognise it as a baby creature of some sorts, but no, you can't tell if you recognise it fully. I know where you're trying to go. I get it, but
No, that's fine. I'll look back to the rest of the group. Do we go? I think we could fit. Maybe just, but I think we could fit.
How big's the hole? Because I'm a small.
Oh, you'll be able to
build.
fit through that quite easily. You wouldn't have to squeeze through a gap, but you would still be, in a compromised state.
I'll look.
Is it quite dark in the hole?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll look at everyone else. Anyone have any reservations?
Are we crawling inside?
I've got a foot raised up, ready to start easing inside.
Chris, have I ever seen the hole before or know where it goes?
Hang on. So, to a degree, you do understand why a pile of rubble may have been in this area, and especially with the way that it's been placed and stacked. This seems to be the blockade, this patch, this hole that your family or the dwarves of Bolgantech were ordered closed by the clergy as they were doing their preaching about the troubles Bolgantech had come under.
Oh, so this looks like it's piled up to prevent something coming in, and you want to go down and see what's down there.
Yes.
You're nuts. You know that?
I'm not nuts. I'm a bird.
There's something that's in pain down this hole. I could be wrong, but I think it needs on.
Or something's trying to lure you down there. I can't hear anything making any in pain down there. I mean, we could look for other routes out of here.
I'm gonna look down, slowly easing one foot in. Kind of think we should go this way.
If you get stuck, don't come running for me. All right?
Chris, as he goes into the hole, could I give him a point of bardic inspiration?
Yes.
Just in case.
Sure, okay. I have to remember that that Loch has a point of bardic inspiration. Okay, not a problem. All right, against your. Oops, sorry.
Do you want a light, mate?
I'm pretty sure I've still got that torch from the tower. Have I not still got that, or did I leave that?
You do have that. That is, you've wrapped that up tightly in your pack. You'd have to. You can't have your backpack on you as you go through the hole. You'd have to drag it or push it through.
Can I see in the?
I can give you my stone of.
You can see down the hole more so than those that don't have dark vision, but it does go on for a little while.
I'm gonna resist lighting or taking a light just yet, just so I don't announce my presence before I want to.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna start slipping in. I'll scout it out a little bit and then and come back if you want.
Yeah, let's know if you get stuck.
I'll start sliding down it into the hole.
Okay. Loch disappears with the movement of rubble, the clank of the clack of stone. He disappears. It's just the four of you in this room. Are you all just going to wait for any sign of Loch, or are you going to do anything else in this room? If not, we can just move to Loch.
I'll carry on checking out the altar while he's busy.
Okay.
I'll just sit and whistle.
Okay. Coco's whistling.
I'll hang out by the rubble. Just wait for a sign from Loch.
So you're on guard. Weylin, are you joining Bree?
Yeah, I'll stay with Bree.
Not a
Just
problem.
to keep my ears pointed towards the hole, just to see if I can hear anything.
Yeah.
Anything different.
Yeah. Adrick, all right. You're at the altar. You're looking through the shape, form, the way it's been built, trying to understand that if Bree is correct in thinking this is fake. But no, the way that this is set within the ground, the way all the components, the elements are sort of tied together, and the way that the carvings flow from so the more sort of a generic, ornate dwarven carvings, right? Go from one element to another. Everything matches. Everything is just below seamless. But as you look around the banding seems to, depending on what way you look at it, it almost, with a stretch of the imagination, you could make up shapes and pictures within this banding. And the more that you think back to what you've witnessed, to who you've met, to what you seem to be on the quest for and against, almost as if this is a very minor, a very, very low quality storyboard of sorts.
Storyboard? Like, okay, so like it's describing historical events, or
potentially describing historical events, potentially describing a story in of itself, maybe made by the carver or the person who constructed the altar, or something of other importance relating to whoever put this place where it is.
Can I make out what the story says?
We're looking for the familiar shapes and the way that they are organised, the background border, how that sort of bleeds in and out of the these regular shapes or these repeated shapes. It seems to be that there's a theme of gathering, a group, but then there's the repetitions of shapes. They seem to be different in the group, almost as if there's a group of different beings of the same shape, same size, and they all, and sort of on the end of the altar itself, noticing these familiar shapes, the way they're laid out on these two sort of like bookends, as it were, this banding, almost as if they're turned inwards, looking at a central item, a central thing. But apart from that, there isn't any writing, there isn't any language carved into these areas. But the quality of carving is decent, is smooth, has been sanded almost to a smooth finish. There's no tool marks that you would normally see on like quickly carved blockwork for a building, let's say.
Okay, obvious question then. What's the item the individuals are looking at?
It's difficult to try and think of what that is because there's no. The only other repetition of this is on the opposite end of the altar. There's only two occurrences of this thing. This it's almost like an icon, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is different to that of those that are around in this circle, this array that this carving depicts.
You're being very mysterious. What's it look like?
The icon.
Yeah.
Two triangles overlapped on one another with their point, with the top of the triangles pointing upwards. Almost that as a really rough Christmas tree, like that what children draw, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, there is a shape, almost like a droplet in shape. Whereas the other beings around these icons, these other shapes around in this array, they're larger, more angular. Some have slender shapes coming off them. Some have bulkier shapes around a bulky central shape. Let me just count how many there are. Sorry, bear with. Apologies. The notes are somewhere.
If it helps while you're looking, I'm going to call Bree over to have a look.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on my way. All right. What am I looking at?
I'll point to the carvings.
Yep.
And point out they seem to be showing almost like a storyboard or a story. I'm not sure what the story's about, but on each end we end up with this same image, this type of two overlapping triangles with this droplet above it. I wondered if you'd seen anything like that.
Have I seen anything like?
Yeah, equally, I'm wondering if I've ever seen anything like it before, or know what it relates to, or what these beings could be around it. Different sized beings, shaped beings.
As you're trying to look at the altar, as Adrick is describing what he has seen, you actually notice 6 different showcasing of these beings as like the regular shapes that are repeated within certain frames of this storyboard, as it were, this band. And it's repeated on the other longer side of this altar. And as you go to either side of the ends, you only see the 6 of the repeated shapes in the circular array, and you only ever see the central icon on these 2 ends in the center of the circular array. So in total, there are 9 different repeated icons, as they were, these shapes, in and amongst sort of like a scene of gatherings or numerous repetitions of these shapes in certain blocks on this banding.
Chris, do you have like a picture of this? Because I'm having a hard time visualizing this.
I don't, but I can draw it up for you and put it within the session notes.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I think being in person, it would have been a bit easier to draw. So yeah, I'll draw it for after the session. I'll draw it after we finish, and I'll dump it straight in.
Okay.
You say you're not allowed to look at that altar yet.
Okay.
I guess from what you're describing, does that sound familiar to anything I've seen before or read about?
No, I asked you all a question a little while ago in regards to the actual game. Would you rather me describe things to you using your own logic, or would you like to roll for things? Bree, you have a choice. You can either roll for this, or we can have a conversation about this. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I quite enjoy this this organic kind of thing that's going on here.
I don't mind having a conversation about this.
Okay, right. So your journey is taking you far and wide, yes?
Yeah.
What are there 6 of that you've come into contact with?
6. Hold on. 6 different types of giants, I think?
Correct.
Oh. But you said there were a total of 9.
There are. The other 2 shapes that have been repeated elsewhere in a certain quantity, say more than 2 or 3, they are very there's minimal. There isn't too much reference to that shape as there are of the others. This one single icon that's only repeated twice on this pedestal, that's a bit of a hard to try and rationalize with what you've seen, but it wouldn't be too far of a stretch.
I guess that would probably be the Allfather.
Could be.
And then the other one, his wife.
So they're both the same icon. Oh, sorry. Do you mean the 2? So yeah, you're talking about the 2 that aren't part of the 6 array, or are you talking about that's okay? Yeah. So normally with deities and stuff, there's only one. There wouldn't be multiple of the same deity or god.
Yeah.
So I would say that maybe the central icon could represent that.
Okay.
But there are these only 2 other outstanding icons. These pictorial images, these shapes that don't quite necessarily fit the puzzle of what you've just discussed. It's not too far of a shout.
I am struggling here. I feel like Bree might not know anything outside of giants, and as far as she knows, there is the 6 and then the Allfather.
Yeah, it's so it wouldn't. It couldn't be dragons because again there are more than 6 types of dragons. that have been recorded, have been discussed, and within the tomes of the libraries that you've been around. And with this area being almost a symbology towards the older times of Faerun, I think the path that Bree is taking could be the correct one, the correct assumption.
Okay.
Shall we go to lock down the hole?
Yes.
All right, Loch, my friend, are you there?
I am, and I'm in a hole.
You are. You're in a hole, mate. All right, you're in a hole. You're scuttling. You're sort of squeezing yourself through, heaving. Whatever. Sorry, your audio went a bit weird.
Sorry, quietly going further down this hole.
Quietly further, yeah. So you're trying to be as quiet as you can. You do have to sort of suck it in and sort of move your feet and drag yourself around through the hole like commando style. You can definitely hear the faint whine of something. It's almost as something like his hurt is regretfully saying maybe on its last legs. Almost as if you've come across like a dying deer in the woods, for example. It's calling out, trying to get help from someone or something. You feel you've come to the end of the tunnel. However, you feel a rock underneath one of your arms just give way, and unfortunately you tumble down a pile of this rock and rubble. You hit the hard floor underneath you. So you haven't fallen vertically, you have slid and rolled down this embankment, but it is quite steep.
Okay, but I could get back up there if I needed to.
It'll be a bit of a struggle,
Okay.
but you potentially could.
Okay.
We'd have to sort of explore that when you get there.
Can I see what's around me? Or is it still the tunnel?
Let me just quickly do something. Find it. So you've pushed your way past the fallen compacted rock blockade, but fortunately it's fallen from underneath you as you've tumbled down the embankment into a dark yet dimly lit tunnel. Structures large and varying appear in the distance amongst the rocky escarpments to the side, brooding out, propping the walls and distant ceiling above you. Your token is free to move if you wish to keep going. Got some music. Hey?
Do I have any parchments or paper, parchments and pen or ink on me? I don't think I do I?
Have a look. What's your inventory? No.
No, I don't. I'm going to go forward a little bit more.
Okay. As you move forward, yeah, you can definitely see in front of you. So you can see through the tunnel, right? The lighting's done correctly for you, yeah?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah. You can see in the distance that the tunnel is dimly lit by what looks to be these large, glowing crystal formations that seem to protrude out of this ruinous area. It has the faint colour of some of the crystals that you have come across within the tower, within your dreams, within the encounter that you had late last night. They seem to stretch further and further down this tunnel that you are now within. You do feel as if there's this slight oppressiveness to this air that's around you, almost as if like you've been slammed into a pressure cooker, but you can freely move. There's nothing restricting your movement per se.
Oh, Loch's faced with a huge dilemma because he really wants to go forward, but he really needs to let the group know he wants to let the group know he's going to carry on.
Indeed.
Sorry, how long was the tunnel? Do I think I could maybe just shout up?
You could probably call up the tunnel, yes, but you most certainly could not see the end when you were looking down, so you didn't see this dim light that you can now see as you've tumbled through and down.
Can I come in real quick? So I did specifically say that I'm currently listening out for anything. So I've got my ears literally on the hole.
Oh, right. So, sorry. In all honesty, you didn't move your token. You're at the bottom of the embankment. If you're at the top by that hole, then okay, not a problem. Your keen hearing will more than likely catch something.
I'm just gonna shout out. The tunnel opens up, and there's some more of those crystals.
How much of that do I catch?
Yep, you hear Loch's voice come through. You hear, well, obviously he's calling out to you, so he is fine to a certain degree. It's not as loud as you were hoping it was going to be, so he must have travelled for some distance down the hole. But you can hear the recording's just gone. No, it's not. Who just dropped out?
I think Loch DC'd.
Oh,
He's
He got caved in.
we will wait for him to get back.
There we go.
Hey, you're all good, Ewan. Oh no,
My Discord crashed then.
that's okay. You're all good now, though, yeah?
Yeah, yep, back.
Perfect. Okay, no problem. So, sorry, Loch, please remind me what you just said up the hole.
The chamber opens up. There's more of these crystals. I want to keep going. I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, so you pick out chamber, crystals, going, amongst some other smaller, faint parts of that sentence,
Right.
Weylin.
Okay. Chamber, crystals, going. Okay. Well, there's a big chamber down there, by the sounds of it. He's safe. That's always good. That's always good. He's kind of just like trying to reassure himself as well as I've actually lost the map. But who's next to me? Is Bree around? No, or close?
No one. No, Bree is
Bree's
now
over by,
down. Yeah, the altar.
I'm near you.
Coco, yeah, Coco would be down below.
I knew there was somebody. I just didn't quite remember because I can't see the map. Yeah.
The whistling probably hasn't helped you trying to hear Loch, I must admit.
Oops.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about rabbit ears. You know, it's omnidirectional. Well, it's not omnidirectional. It's singular directional sometimes. Right. Okay. So we know it's safe. Kokopelli. So that's good. It's, apparently there's an opening, so that's good. It's further than what we would like it to have been, so it's a fair old crawl. I did also hear some fumbling and falling, which probably means there's a bit of falling involved. But going, I don't know what he means by going.
Going further?
Where?
Going back?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Going. I kind of shout back. Going where? Going where?
Loch, as you're in this new corridor, once you've given your direction to whoever was listening to you through the tunnel, would you have just gone off, or would you have stayed there to wait for a reply? Or
I'll have lingered for a few moments.
okay, you do hear someone call back down to you as you just start to walk away, very short and sharp, but you didn't quite make it out.
I'll head back up and just shout out again. I'm gonna take a look.
You hear all of that, Weylin.
Yeah, being
As quiet as it was.
Kokopelli's not whistling anymore, and I'm listening more intently, expecting a response, and I get it. That's good. Right, he's going to go take a look, Kokopelli. I might go in.
Do you want some people to follow?
Do you want to see what the other two are doing over at the altar?
Can do.
See if they need help. If not, you can come with me.
Okay. I'll waddle over. Weylin's told me that he's heard Loch a bit far down, but he seems safe. We're thinking of going in, just in case. Do you guys want to maybe follow, or are you going to chill here?
I'll look at Adrick and say, I think we should not do anything for now. Maybe keep an eye out. And head over to where Weylin's at and make a plan what we're going to do next.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of splitting the party up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll hop over next to Kokopelli and walk over to join Weylin.
Okay.
That's all good. I'll follow as well.
You're all looking up at Weylin. Weylin is maybe gearing up to get in the hole.
Definitely gearing up to get in the hole. Right, okay, so Loch is safe. He's in a cabin, which is good. It's a fair ways away. We might take a small tumble, but it's safe on the other side. So I'm going to go through. You guys follow?
Yeah, how high up are we from the ground in the tunnel?
Do you mean in relation to where you are on the rubble to the moat, or?
Well, no. If we go into the tunnel, how far down is it? Is it just like 6 feet, 10 feet, or is it a bit of a drop?
So, Weylin, before you heard any callback from Loch, it was a good between 5 and 10 minutes of him going down there. So he hasn't. Again, he hasn't called back up about the drop that he took.
Yeah. So I know. He sounded okay. I don't think it's that hazardous as to be unsafe. So you said he was.
Should all of us go in then?
I know for a fact he's lost the Bardic Inspiration because I'm pretty sure it was only for 10 minutes,
Yes.
which is also annoying.
All right, I'm going to go in the hole, and Weylin gets in the hole and starts
Alright.
commando crawling or shuffle.
No worries. Just on that bardic inspiration, you can think of it, Coco, that you gave him the cavalier attitude to go down and scout for you.
I egged him on. Let's
Yeah, definitely worthwhile.
Definitely. So,
Are they leaving all their kit up here? Did you say?
so you can
I was
can
dragging
take
my
your
kit with me.
yeah. Your mic is really quiet again, Loch.
So I think it's my connection. My connection keeps dropping.
Oh, see that's perfect. Did you move closer to something?
I may have moved the mic closer to my mouth.
Maybe eating my microphone.
Has someone been eating your microphone?
Yeah. Oh, love it. All right. Yeah. So you see Wayland's bag get dragged down behind him, and Weylin, you're off down the hole. Okay. Anyone else going to follow him?
I'm gonna whistle and just do.
Okay. Because you're small, Coco, you can actually keep your bag on. The backpack that you have fashioned with regards to sort of travelling as light as you can do, albeit you're carrying a lot of paper with you. You can sort of squeeze down there with your bag, manoeuvre around, not as freely as you want to. It is very claustrophobic down this hole. But you're making some headway. You can see Weylin sort of five and a bit feet in front of you, sort of shunting himself down.
Okay.
Is there anywhere to tie a rope to, so we could take a rope down with us that we can then maybe climb back up it?
There'll be more than enough boulders or big rocks that you could tie something to close to the hole. Just maybe not one of these razor blade rocks.
Just as an escape route.
Okay.
Okay, I'll dig my rope out of my pack. I've got a rat.
So you're tying the stuff up. There's only 50 feet of rope though, isn't it?
I'm just thinking I might have the wrong character. That would be good, wouldn't it? Called rope, isn't it? I haven't got a rope. Why haven't I got any rope?
Yeah, you have no rope.
I feel like I'm Sam Gamgee suddenly. I have no rope.
I have rope.
You're down the
I
hole
have
already.
some rope. I have some
Yeah,
rope.
but, oh, there you go. Nice.
Okay.
I'll tie it up. Oops.
Probably only got about 40 feet of usable rope though after you've tried to wrap it around something sturdy.
Yeah, I'll tie it
You have-
around here.
Yeah.
And then drop it into the hole.
Yeah, you have to sort of judge it as you go down to see whether or not it's going to sort of roll out at the bottom or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so Coco, you're going down. Weylin, you're going down. Who's next? Bree, Adrick. He's got the short straw.
I'll go.
Cool. Bree, you're off. You squeeze yourself down. Being as limber as you are, you do manage to sort of understand like how to maneuver your limbs, and you manage to catch up with Coco quite quickly compared to how fast he's going down.
Hey,
Adric,
Coco.
this is just yourself that is now needing to go down the hole. Is there anything else you'd like to prepare for as you go down?
I've still got my glowing light stone, haven't I? I will stick it in my pocket.
Okay.
Pocket? Wherever. Somewhere.
No problem. There is a slight glow coming from your pocket, but it's not illuminating as much as it has been.
I'm really channeling Sam Gamgee at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the file by my heart and no rope. And off I go.
All right. The four of you shunt your way down. The rope, Bree, you take your rope down with you, making it as taut as possible as Adric is almost like sat on it here and there, and it becomes tight, taut, that sort of stuff. It does end just before what you can see in front of people. It's the open. Weylin, you see where Loch has sort of fallen. So you would naturally stop.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
Just a real quick one before we get back to your group. Loch, so you've given your orders back up the hole.
Yep.
And you can hear the slight fall and clatter of rock as you've walked away from the hole, or the small tunnel down to this larger corridor. You walking through?
Yeah, and I'm carrying on.
Alright. So amongst the fallen rock, stone and block, giant glowing crystals jut and burst through, dominating the area with a dim bloom light as they pulse from faint pastel blue to grey. With every passing pulse, a static field passes through the air and you. The more you press on, the more the corridor seems to extend. A mere walk feels like a hike across Faerun itself. The very shadows of the tunnel egg you on, yet mock you for such a meagre effort. As you walk past, away from the, let's say, the cave-in from behind you where people are coming down, past these structures, trying to avoid the rubble on the floor, you have an incredible, strong sense of deja vu, but something feels off with that deja vu. As you approach some rubble in front of you that you have to physically climb over, it suddenly tweaks in your head. Like, you've climbed over this very ruined piece of blockwork before, and you climbed over it in your, what you've been calling your visions on these nights. And as you peer around, where you saw this vestige of this, was like the shadows telling a story, these shapes, this melding stone as you traverse down this corridor, as it almost seemed to bleed with every step, with every footfall of yours through this corridor. You can see that things have been torn down, fallen. They have succumbed to the tests of time. Nothing is there except for this black obsidian-like rock, as well as the glowing crystals pulsating faintly. And as you soak up the air, you can hear the rustle and bustle back where you've just come from. The four of you that are coming down the tunnel. Weylin, what are you doing, my friend?
Carefully feeling the tunnel floor to see if there is an easy way to navigate the decline.
It's gonna have to be on your bum, and it's gonna hurt.
Let's go.
All right, Coco, you just see Weylin just descend with a great pace as you hear rock and cobble and stone, sort of as if someone's dragging themselves through a gravel path. And as you sort of shunt yourself forward, hearing Bree behind you, very close by, you can see where he's shot down, and you can see the faint dim glow, these large, near monolithic structures jutting out from the walls. Sorry.
I'll attempt to slide down as he did.
Okay. You don't have as much of the momentum going down because being a bird, being hollow boned. But it's not.
Fly.
Weylin, you see this big black crow trying to sort of flutter its way down, trying to buff it against the speed that it's gaining.
In Coco fashion, like
quack, quack, quack. And Bree, you see like the plume of dust from the pair of them as it seems to start to settle around the opening of the tunnel. You need to extend your rope down. You can't. It is now fully taut. You're at the end of your rope, the thread.
Can I continue climbing down?
You can continue climbing down, yes, but you have to leave the end of your rope, obviously.
That's fine. I'll call up to Adrick and just say, I'm at the end of my rope. We still have to go down, so I think we could just leave it and then use it as a guide to help us up when we get halfway.
Do you want me to go back up and untie it?
No, that's fine. We could just leave it. But I'm heading down. See you at the bottom.
Oh, I owe you for a rope. Right, I'll keep going.
And I'll just shimmy down.
Okay. As you shimmy down, you're more adept at doing this, so you actually manage to climb down most of the way before having a bit of fun and sliding down the last third. As you dust yourself off and you see Coco sort of taking in the sights around him, you can't help but notice that Weylin seems to have taken on a bit of a different look. His hair looks more tufty, more fluffy. His ears seem to be pointier. His eyes seem to have taken on a different swirl of sorts, and he almost seems to have a certain glow about him as he's picking himself up and patting himself down and getting ready to move on.
Weylin, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great.
And indeed you are.
Does he have the same glow as the time in the tower?
You haven't noticed this, FYI.
Are they not?
Nope.
Was I not with them?
You are with them, but you're sort of almost like shifted.
Ah, right, okay.
So was it just for like a second Weylin looked like that?
It's a permanent thing now.
Oh, like Weylin, you
Do
look
I
a little
notice
different.
He sort of looks at his hands and sort of.
So now that you're
Legs.
looking over yourself and the dust is seven, you've rubbed your eyes from all the stuff that's flown into them, especially flown into them from when Coco's flapping about. You're taken aback, Weylin. Ever since you've been where you are, ever since you've embarked on this journey with your party members, you've never truly felt the same. You've never truly felt the same since you've left home, let's say.
Yeah. I feel a bit more homely right now because.
You do.
Yeah.
So are we in the Feywild then, or close to it?
Can I sense whether or not we are?
No, you know certain means of getting to and from the Feywild, especially the means in which you were kicked to this location. Let's say that was not a pleasant ride. You would have expected a bit more, for the more common person, turmoil. Let's say.
Quite right, actually. There are really well, there can be easy ways to get there, but and that tunnel could have been one, but no, you're absolutely right. It would have been a bit more turmoil for others. Yeah, I don't sense anything. I don't think I'm home. I just feel great. I feel like I'm at home, which is weird.
Good, I guess. Like I'm happy you feel like you're home.
Oh, it doesn't look like
feeling
home.
yourself. Yeah.
It doesn't look like home.
It'd be a little depressing if this were home for you.
It certainly would.
Yeah. How far is Adrick?
So you can see his feet dangling. Yeah, Adrick, you're trying to get down. You either need to just hope and pray, bless Moradin as you fall down, or you're gonna have to call for some help, maybe.
I am the new lean, lithe, fit Adrick that's been on the road for the last 4 months, so I can do how far's the drop?
Okay. As you drop, you're taken aback about actually how steep this was. You get about a third of the way down, and you regret every choice that you've made. You slide on your posterior as you slide in front of Bree, Coco, and Weylin, looking up at them as the three of them look down.
Weylin helps Adrick.
Sometimes it's useful having a sort of plus size sort of male shirt.
Right.
Cool.
Cool.
No damage taken?
No
I
damage
ask
taken.
things like that. But,
Actually, can you
okay.
roll 15d6 for me, please?
How far did I fall?
Well, yeah, so that actually just reminds. So you've probably fall or slid about 25 to 30 feet down on the incline. You can see the tail end of the rope poking out with the thinner twine that caps the end of the hempen rope.
Okay. Is Walter all right?
Yeah, you have that familiar pinprick in your shoulder, but then it suddenly releases itself as you see these two yellow eyes looking up at you, almost as if like, don't do that again, please.
Yeah, go back to sleep. Right. Okay. What's going on down here?
Do I notice Weylin glowing now?
Now that you've turned around and you're looking at your comrades, yes, it does take you aback.
And was it familiar, like when
No,
it was
this
in
is
the
different.
tower?
No,
It's
this
different.
is completely different. Yeah.
What colour is he glowing?
It's almost as if it's like brighter tones of his fur, and
Okay.
not saying that he was a dirty fellow. Weylin, please don't think of me as.
No, it's
Weylin
it's more the difference between realism and semi-cartoony. So just imagine the colours to be a bit more vivid.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So Adric, we're with Goku. He seems very well. I don't know.
This is Super Sam Weylin.
Is it just Weylin having this effect as well?
It is just Weylin with the four of you.
Oh, Mr.
Is he-
Finns.
Be eating some sort of special cereal or something?
In the carrots. Weylin taps his nose.
Oh. Carrots.
All right.
Potatoes.
So it's just the four of you here. One member of your party is still off and is still wandering down this long, mysterious corridor.
Is it just one clear corridor that we can see?
It goes on for quite some time. You technically can't see Loch. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll move to Loch quickly. Loch, you're at the top of this this ruin, this piece of column, this rubble that you've had to climb over. What would you like to do, my friend?
Can I see the rest of the group has come down?
No. So you can see a slight. Well, actually, sorry. You can see a bit of a light pinprick. Now you don't feel as if you've walked that far. But it seems as if the distance that you've travelled and the distance that's now between you and your party, you're a bit shocked by it.
Did I hear anything like it was them coming down?
No.
What can I see in front?
So as you turn to the other way, you can see more of the this slowly becoming more and more familiar as you pick out key features that should be where they are, but then you see half of it on the floor. You can see the familiar bend that you had to take, going to the, I think it was the left.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely starting to. I'm going to carry on moving forward a little bit. Not as quickly as I was, but I'm still going to be moving forward.
Okay. So yeah, so as you move around, the ground beneath you seems to bear the scars of time, with the strewn remnants of shattered structures and jagged rock formations, painting a picture of an ancient upheaval and decay of the area, or a natural decay of the area. Back to the four of you. Are you setting off?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
We hear the faint animal crying still?
No.
Can we see Loch?
You cannot see Loch, no. You need to. So he's, even though you can see him on the map, he's not within eye shot. So he'll come here next away.
I'll start calling his name.
Okay.
Loch.
Okay. As you're moving
Where are
through this place, Bree, hopefully with your comrades behind you.
Yeah.
Amidst the rubble that lies across the floor, you notice that these are akin to almost like fragments of forgotten artistry. You see the withered vestiges of figureheads, the remnants of once majestic busts, and what looks to be the shattered remains of imposing slabs and plinths, all hinting at a history obscured by the passage of centuries.
Do I recognise the place?
You have no idea where you are. This is
good.
This is just beyond what you would have thought was underneath your home.
Okay.
Okay, just so that I know, are you actually joining the group?
Of course, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
I forgot those tokens.
Yeah. As the four of you move further and further down the corridor, you see larger, intact specimens of these crystals that you have seen scattered in certain places. You've seen the bags full of them, the rough, sort of the raw, larger gem that Loch brought up to the top of the tower that night. But these are magnificent, imposing, and almost domineering of the room, but only because they give off that faint blue to grey glow. Loch, as you're moving further down, the more you press on, there are some points where like this is really taking it out on you, almost as if you're doing like that, like a steady incline for like ages. But as you've reached sort of a certain area, and it's almost as if you've come over the peak of something, and the weight seems to shed off. You take the corner, hearing something call out behind you. But as you turn back to go face the way that you've been going, you see the familiar archway that you passed through into what could be another chamber.
Did I hear Bree shout me?
You heard something call behind you, but it was almost garbled in a way.
I'll carry on.
Have you ever tried to scream through water?
Yeah, almost like it just
Yeah. Okay. As you passed by the ruinous contents of the tunnel, you do see that dim off-white light that comes through archway. Are you going around?
Yes. Sorry, did you say the archway is in front of me?
It's in
Carrying
front,
on,
so,
or-
yeah, so carrying on in front of you as you've taken that bend.
Yeah, I'm carrying on.
Okay. The four of you. Moving on.
Yeah.
Was I able to see Loch at all in the distance?
No. Adrick,
Loch.
Bree, and Coco. As Bree is calling out to your distant party member, this really is starting to take a toll on going through this tunnel. All your gear feels uncomfortable, hot, then cold, almost as if you've tried to run a marathon at a sprint. Weylin, it's I would say you've kind of tweaked as to what you're doing.
What would I be tweaking?
So this tunnel that you're passing through, the effect that it has upon you, and you would have noticed the slight sluggishness of your party members with some of the information that has been passed to you by the Arc Druid back at Goldenfields, explaining to you as to why you came here and trying to find a way back home. You wish you would have found this in a different circumstance, but you feel as if you're going down a planar pathway. You all come to this collapsed structure. You climb over it, and this sluggishness seems to just wash off the three of you as you seem to get back to your normal self. It's almost as if like this slight haze has been over your eyes, and you can see in the distance a certain small someone go around the bend, around the corner, as you can just see a dim light shimmer emanate around the corner on the high walls of the tunnel. Do you carry on?
Yep.
Okay. With running up, walking at a pace, trying to catch up to Loch. Loch, you emerge under an archway leading into a larger cave. Ceilings vast yet hidden by shadow, its features picked out only from this dim, shimmering light cast from a pool below. Your feet crunch along the granite floor as you step closer to where this water is, passing broken stone and shattered crystal. So is there something you would like to do?
I can see the rest of the group around me now, yeah?
Not quite, no. Then they haven't quite caught up with you yet.
Okay.
Is there a certain position you'd like to stop? Is there a certain distance you'd like to go in by?
No, I'm still continuing forward. As I said, not as quickly as I was before, but I'm definitely still continuing forward.
Okay. Yes, it's you're passing broken stone and shattered crystal,
Yep.
withered vine and charred debris. What you thought was a natural feature picked out by the light. Parts of four towering columns emerging from the pool's watery surface is something large, knelt within its water, hands down submerged, seemingly deep in concentration as you hear a faint hum, a whisper of a delicate voice. And we'll end it there for tonight's session.
It's just a big cat.
Good place to end.